currently in Natchez, Mississippi, and we are standing on the banks of the Mississippi River. Our home state of Louisiana is right over there. We haven't been to Natchez in 26 years. We actually honeymooned here at the Melrose Bed and Breakfast a long time ago, but Natchez hasn't changed very much. And I remember coming to this exact gazebo 26 years ago and looking over the river. But what are we doing here now? We are doing something we've never done before in all of our drives through the state of Mississippi. We're gonna get on the Natchez Trace Parkway and drive it, not the whole way, because it does go all the way up to Nashville, but we are gonna go all the way into Tennessee. This is part of the National Park Service, and I did stop by the Visitor Center and pick up a map, and we're just gonna take in Natchez for a little bit and then get on the parkway.
Well, we are on the Natchez Trace, and Elisa has this cool little app pulled up that tells you all the historical sites that you can stop off and check out along the way. I don't know how long we're gonna drive this thing, but we will find out. We're not quite sure. We don't even know where we're sleeping yet tonight, but there are campsites along the way that we can stop off at, but it's absolutely beautiful. One cool thing I really like about it is no trucks allowed, no 18-wheelers. I'm gonna be A-okay with that.
How about that barbecue we had?
Oh, the barbecue was killer. What was it called?
Pig Out.
Pig Out, Pig Out. Oh, I'm gonna tell you what, that was absolutely some of the best barbecue. A nice little hidden gem right there in downtown Natchez. Probably some of the most tender brisket I've ever had. The only problem is they didn't give me enough. Of course, brisket's real fatty. It was so delicious and fatty and juicy, and I got some beans and baked potato salad, and holy cow, that was I was not expecting how good that was.
It was really good.
Well, and I got some hot sausage too. That was really good. Right there on the Mississippi in old historical downtown Natchez.
There are about 100 stops along the parkway. We are not gonna make them all, but the app is telling us what some of the highlights are. And this is one of the highlights. This is Emerald Indian Mound. This has been here, first record is in the 1500s, but we know it's been here a lot longer than that. So as you can see, it just slopes straight up. And there's an aerial picture that we could see that it slopes up on the sides, and then there's like an open space in the middle. You can climb this. I don't think we are because it's 104 degrees out here. We're just gonna take a moment, look around for a little bit, and then get back on the road. So we did walk up to the top even though it's hot. There's a paved path going up here, and you can see why these mounds were built, because you're way up high and you can see far out into the land. And this site dates back about 800 years.
3 is Emerald Mound. It is the second largest Mississippian period ceremonial mound in the United States. When explorer Fernando de Soto passed through the southeastern quarter of North America in the 1540s, the American Indians comprising the Mississippian culture were still numerous and powerful. When the French came to the area around 1700, the Natchez people and other local cultures still follow the traditional Mississippian way of life.
The Natchez Trace Parkway is a 444-mile recreational road and scenic drive through Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. It roughly follows the old Natchez Trace, a historic travel corridor used by Native Americans, European settlers, soldiers, and future presidents. Today, people can enjoy not only a scenic drive, but also hiking, biking, horseback riding, and camping along the parkway. We're making our second stop of the day. This is at Sunken Trace. This is a part of the old trail. So think back 1800s and earlier than that, when people were coming through here by foot, on horse, with wagons, and this is how they were getting through the territory. The trail back here is sunken down from all of the foot traffic and horse traffic. So this is something that you really should see if you're gonna do the Natchez Trace, so let's go check it out. We're standing at ground level right now, and you can look down into this ravine and see the old Trace pathway. It's way down there, so that really shows that over time how the erosion happened from this well-used trail. You can get down there. We're not gonna go down there because it's hot, but you can go down there and walk it. But just coming down here and seeing it and seeing the difference in the elevation is pretty cool.
I'm standing in the middle of the original Natchez Trace Trail. Way down. See how far down it has eroded over the years. A lot of cowboys, a lot of wagon wheels, a lot of hoofs have trekked through here Pretty cool. And I'm standing on it right now. Very neat.
We have been driving on the Natchez Trace for about 102 miles now. Starting in Natchez, Mississippi, we are right outside of Jackson, Mississippi right now. This is a cabin. It says Parkway Information Cabin. You can tell it is old. It's been here a long time. There are also restrooms here, but let's go check out this cabin. Well, it said it was an information cabin, but there's nothing here. It's just kind of a rest stop and some bathrooms. The cabin's all boarded up, but you can tell it is an old cabin. It's been here a long time. The structure's pretty cool, how it's built. But let's get back on the road. We are at mile marker about 106, I think. So we didn't go very far. This is the Reservoir Overlook. It looks like it's about to storm. Like there is something brewing out there on that lake. This is a 50 square mile lake, pretty big. It's a man-made. They dammed off Pearl River, but this is where most of Mississippi gets their drinking water from. And big time recreation here. You can see a couple of boats over here, but there's thunder and there's a storm brewing. So I don't think we're gonna be here very long. Well, we made it down the Natchez Trace to Tupelo, Mississippi. Leaving yesterday, we didn't have an exact plan of how far we were gonna make it, how far we'd stay on the Natchez Trace, where we were gonna camp that night. That's just kind of how we go with the flow sometimes. But what ended up happening, I got a migraine, no more vlogging yesterday. We did make it all the way to Tupelo, spent the night here last night, and this morning, I have birthday donuts. So, today is my birthday. And instead of cake, that's a donut. Oh yeah. Well, we couldn't leave Tupelo without coming to see the birthplace of Elvis Presley. Elvis is one of those people everybody knows. Everybody loves at least one Elvis song. It just kind of feels familiar, and you know, it's curious to see these types of things. And he was actually born very, very poor. We're gonna go see his house in just a second. But there's also, it's not just his home, it's a full Elvis Museum here.
Wow, really cool. Birthplace of Elvis Presley right here in this little tiny shotgun house. Born in 1935, he died in 1977. King of rock and roll, especially rockabilly. Man, there towards the end of his life, it was pretty sad. It was kind of miserable for him, but wow. Just goes to show you can come from nothing and become something huge. Humble beginnings Elvis Presley had. Okay, so there you go. That was the grand tour of Elvis's birth house.
Very small home.
Or childhood home, I should say. There wasn't even a bathroom in there.
Nope.
No bathrooms. An outhouse. Teeny tiny, 2-bedroom.
No, 2 rooms.
No, 2 rooms. 2 rooms is what I meant. Wow. Go Elvis. Yeah, so there's this big circle around the house, and it's a timeline. It's got years in each square saying what happened that year in his life. Like right here, Elvis received a guitar for his 11th birthday in 1946. Right here, Elvis began listening to black gospel music in 1947. And in 1948, family moved to Memphis seeking a better living. It's really cool. The history of Elvis Presley. Here's a little statue of Elvis right here at 13 years of age. Man, tall fella for 13. I wonder if that's actual size.
Probably is. Yeah, Elvis totally revolutionized music. So started out country, a little bit of gospel, and just kind of made his own sound until it came out as rockabilly, and then, you know, dubbed the king of rock and roll.
And right here along the path, you got Elvis's childhood church right here. It was actually moved to this location right here.
Right next to his childhood church, they've built an Elvis Presley Memorial Chapel. And in here you can hear him singing his gospel music.
We believe and die.
Old Elvis. He was just 42 years old when he died. I mean, younger than us. He just died too young. The business swallowed him up. Surrounded himself with a whole bunch of vultures that sucked him dry because he was so good and talented. They used him and abused him. He was a good guy, Elvis was. Good man.
Inside the main building is the Elvis Museum. So the guide out front when we bought our tickets said she recommends doing the outside exhibits first and then coming inside. So that's what we're doing now. Model here shows what the area would have looked like back in 1935 when the house was built. And you can see this is Elvis's house on the end and a couple of other smaller houses. These two houses that are bigger look like duplex houses, and there's outhouses in the back, so there was no bathrooms inside.
Pretty neat. Just kind of tells you the history of Elvis Presley, you know. His mom Gladys was big into music, so they would often sit around and have the radio on, sit around and listen to the Grand Ole Opry. And so that was kind of like his early introduction into music, and he fell in love with it too. But I'm gonna say he looked just like his mom. But look, got old Elvis tickets here for like $10 and $15. You can go see Elvis. There's a little chair over there that he stood in the 5th grade at a school talent show that he won 5th place in. You know, king of rock and roll, won 5th place, right? But he even though he's kind of a tall fella, he had to stand in a chair. I thought that was neat to have the chair over there that he stood in to sing into the microphone at the school talent show. I thought that was neat. His fashion, you know.
Very unique.
Yeah. Yeah, Elvis had flair, man. He liked to look good, and he was definitely a natural showman. And of course, once you come out of the museum, there's gift shops. So you can buy all of your favorite Elvis memorabilia.
Jason has to have one of the dancing Elvis clocks. We're getting the gold one.
Yes! Elvis van parking only. Violators will be all shook up. Hey, hey. Okay, here is some Elvis Presley candy. And of course, the flavor would be none other than peanut butter flavored and banana. Little candies right here. Elvis's favorite, peanut butter and banana. They have a huge statue really far up the hill from the museum. They make you walk for it for sure. They're gonna keep you in shape. Look, way up there. Oh, still right going. There. And we were way down there. But we gotta come take a picture with the big statue. It's not really that big of a statue. You said it was huge.
Well.
Oh yeah, that's a little big when you get up to it.
It's bigger than life size.
There he is, Elvis! Has left the building and came up to the hill. Ellie sighting. Whoo, y'all. The Mississippi heat is strong. Oh man, this heat wave, I will be glad when it is over.
What a great campsite.
Ooh, big lightning over there. You're not supposed to be filming this.
Oh well.
We gotta be quiet. Unload up your questions and pick up your sticks and stones. And tear down the shelter. Here comes the storm. Everybody's bringing their boats in. Wind's picking up.
We packed up that campsite quick, didn't we?
Fast. Yes, we've done this a few times. It's coming! Man, it's so nice a little bit. We're kind of embracing it because back at home it's been a drought, no rain. This wind feels good, it's cooled it down. We're gonna get a big storm out of this And that makes for really good sleeping weather in Ellie right here at the campsite. So I'm A-okay with this. It's kind of exciting to me. I like bad storms, bad weather. I enjoy it.
And this storm came out of nowhere. So I always check the weather when we're camping just to see what's up, you know. No chance of rain. Looked at the radar earlier, nothing coming this way.
We've been bringing the rain where we go.
I guess we are, because we just looked up and like, those are clouds. What's going on? So we checked the weather again. All of a sudden, there's this massive storm coming through Nashville right now, right at us. Yeah, when the pine cones started flying out of the trees towards us, that's when we figured, you know what? We probably need to pack up our stuff because we don't want it to either get soaking wet or blow away.
Yeah, back at home we have what they call a red warning where there's absolutely no burning. They have a fire ban. It's because we've had a drought for months now. So, rain is very welcome.
Yes, it is.
A-okay with the rain. Bring it on. Bring the storms on. We're gonna batten down the hatches in Ellie.
But you didn't get to cook your steak.
I know. But I can cook it on the inside.
Yep.
It's all good. I was trying to avoid that because it just heats up the van. It's the only thing about the small van, you know. When you cook and it's 100 degrees outside,
It's hot.
it gets hot in there. But it cools down quick too, though.
And the rain has started. It's starting as a sprinkle, but there's massive lightning out there and the wind's blowing like crazy, so it's probably time for us to take shelter in a few minutes. Final thoughts on the Natchez Trace. It is 444 miles. We never thought we were going to drive the entire way to Nashville.
No, we just wanted to experience it.
Right, we wanted to experience it. It is a beautiful drive. It is just tree-lined, gorgeous drive, 2 lanes, no tractor trailers, very peaceful, but it gets a little boring sometimes because there's nothing on the Natchez Trace except for scenery. So we did enjoy the drive, glad we did it. Would we do it again? I think it's kind of a one and done for us, but I think I'm glad we did do it. I'm glad we experienced it. We can kind of check that off. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to our channel, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. And we are heading into Tennessee to go see some waterfalls.